What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Ham Radio Crash Course. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know that I did. I've been listening to a lot of hams, all up in 40 meters here, talking about their Thanksgiving and what they ate, which is, I'm on my second plate of Thanksgiving today, so you know what that's like. Hope you're catching me all right. Hoping to hear the audio okay. And I'm glad you came out here on a Friday. I know you got a lot of choices of what you could do with your time, but you chose to come here and spend it with me on the Ham Radio Crash Course, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much. I'm waiting for my my new meme to come in, but I don't think it's gonna make it. I think it's way down the list. Hello from Cincinnati. Audio is good. I appreciate that. I'm gonna mute my radio here. I'm tired of hearing it. Right on, right on. Let me pull up my notes. Very good. You guys are hearing me just fine. All right. Well, we'll call that a day there, and we'll hop on over to me. What's up, everybody? I changed some lighting around a bit, so I'm well lit. I'm very well lit. I'm very excited about how well I am lit. Yeah, as you can imagine. Lighting, a very important thing with YouTube and video creation in general. What's up? Man, we got a lot of people already hopping in. Thanks so much for heading out. As I said, I know you could spend your time elsewhere on a Friday, but you chose to spend it here with the Ham Radio Crash Course in the community we got. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And a reminder on the community, the Facebook group and the Discord, the links are in the description for those. The Discord, we do an after chat after the show. So once we end here, we go live over on the Discord side. And I often simul stream that on Twitch. You have to bear with me. I have a bit of a cold. I got a scratchy throat a couple of days ago, and I think I fought it off, but it's still there a little bit. So anyway, what are we doing with the Ham Radio Crash Course? What is this all about? Why would you tune in and watch this? Well, the attempt here is to make ham radio a little bit more inclusive, easier to get involved with, not just for people that are new to amateur radio, but people that are maybe well versed in one specific area of amateur radio and they're interested in finding out about in other areas. We cover lots of different topics here. The show is all about introducing people to new areas of amateur radio so that they may progress that into greater knowledge and more fun. Amateur radio is a huge hobby, and there's so much involved to it, so many things you could be doing, so that's why we do it. So the homework for today, because this is, I like to throw this out there in the beginning for the lulz. The homework here is set a ham radio budget. Set a capability goal, if you will, right? Set a capability goal, something you're going after, because we're talking about spending money today. It is Friday, Black Friday as it's affectionately known, and there's some deals that we have found, collated, and put a list together with some websites that we're going to go through. And then I've also created a kind of like this past year of my favorite items, things that I think everybody should get, particularly if you're buying for another amateur radio operator. You might want to look at these things as something that you may want to look at. So that's what we're talking about today. That's what this is all about. So if I could, please, if you could do this for me, give me a thumbs up. The way the YouTube algorithm has changed recently, it helps a lot if there is activity on the video, whether it's lots of comments, which you guys are already doing, by the way. Thank you for that, but a thumbs up really helps too. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, but I'd hope you already have done that. Maybe not, so maybe hang on a little bit and decide after you watch. Let's see. So the news for today, let's hop on over to the news. Ham Radio 2.0 is doing a big giveaway. I'm posting the links for all this in the descriptions. So I believe it runs through the rest of this weekend. I could be wrong. You can go to his website, which again I linked in the description, so check that out. I think they're giving away a repeater, which is pretty cool. Also, the Yoda Camp is online, as we mentioned, with Sterling, who came out last week. This is a camp for about 25 young people. I believe young people qualifies as 25 and under. And you can go to attend this pretty cool camp. They have about the same time as Hamvention, so that's going to be about May or June time frame. And I got this today. I went to HRO. Oh, I saw somebody in La Habra. You're right down the street, or right up the street from me. I'm in Cerritos. I was at the HRO, and I found this Adventures of Zack and Max. This is a comic book that ICOM put out, and they were just sitting there. It's targeted for kids. Sorry about the green screen, but this was made in 2003. This was printed. So I messaged Ray Novak of Icom, and I said, "Hey, look what I got." And he was like, "Hey, we haven't made those in a while because when we made them, hams were taking stacks of them and giving away to their family and friends and all that." And he was like, "But hey, check this out. You can get them online." And let me show you where that's at. So if you go to, I believe the link is in the description, but right here under ICOM America, if you just Google ham radio comic book ICOM, you'll get the adventures of Zack and Max. And there's a coloring book, and there's a couple of different episodes they did, or issues, volumes, if you will. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. So check that out. James Hannibal at the Quirky QRP is still doing his $5 discount code, so just in time for the holidays. Just use Quirky QRP HRCC, all one word, not all one word, at checkout, and you'll get $5 off. Now, I have an unconfirmed, got to sort this out with the guys at Palomar Engineer, but I was talking with them, and they basically said they'll do a 10% discount if you use the code HRCC73, which is, again, all one word. I heard that's broken. I tried it for myself. It doesn't seem to be working, so I got to sort it out with them. But just keep that in mind as we go down the list here, because they are one of the products that I recommend. So very good. Who do we got in the chat? We got, let's see. Got a lot of people. Thanks, everybody, for dialing in on a Friday here. Man, whew, my throat. I am going to drink some. Actually, I'm going to grab my beer right now. So I already poured this out of the Hopsy. This is the Etu Brut IPA from the Hopsy. So that's Dawn already posted some of those hot deals. Amazon has a Shegu G90 for $3.99, which is a pretty good deal. Need advice on creating a counterpoise for the ATOS 120? Go check out my video that I did on putting a HF radio into an electric car. That was basically all about the counterpoise. Oh, Alan Banks asks, when is the TRW swap meet? This TRW swap meet is tomorrow, which I'm going to try to go to, but it might not be possible due to some things that I got going on personally. No big deal. It's just family stuff. N0SSC, that's Sterling. I also need answers to that question. To the TRW or to the counterpoise for the 120? Oh, man, we got Ward in Cyprus. He's really close to me. I'm right down the street. Ham Radio Guy picked up a DX Commander. Wow. So, yeah, we've already got the deals flying here. So let's dive right over to that. We're going to talk about the deals. The first deals, first thing that we're going to talk about is HRO. So Ham Radio Outlet has possibly maybe the best. We're going to compare them to the other stores, but they've got a lot of options available. So when you come up on their website, hamradio.com, the first thing you see is this Black Friday blowout. And in that, you can see right up front here, you've got the FTM 400 XDR at $439, which is not bad at all. The FT891, which is normally $1,200, is now $1,059, which is a pretty good deal. And then the FT891, which is in my car, a really nice radio for packing around, for doing portable. You could use it in your shack if you wanted to, but that is $539 from $639, which is pretty good deal. So already those are some pretty good deals that I believe goes out through this weekend or while the supplies last. Let's see. Let's walk through these a little bit, and we'll slide through the menu. I kind of wanted to see what the oh, there you go. Sale ends 11:30 at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. So you have, what is that? A couple of hours here, maybe just through this stream before you can get these last minute orders if you want to get those in. So that's Yesu. I'll take comments as we go through this. Let's see. Good rig. SC Flowers. Yeah, we've talked about the FT891 a lot on this show. and it does indeed lack a tuner. It doesn't have a power source of any kind inside, but it is a very good receiver. I think that it is close to the 7300 in its capability on receiving. That's just me. It has a very good digital signal processing, or DSP. Oh, you have a day. It's the 29th today. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you, Zach. So you got one day. I was just trying to create some buzz, I guess. Never mind. Don't do any panic buying because of me. All right, so ICOM. What's ICOM got? So the first thing is the IC7100 at $684.95 is a very, very good deal. That is an all-band, all-mode plus D-Star HF, VHF, UHF radio. Very good deal on that. Let's fix that. There we go. Now I'm a bit better off. The 7300, which is the radio that I'm using pretty much every day, is $899.95. I believe I paid $1,200 for my 7300. So, man, if you're looking for a 7300, this would be the time to buy. Somebody asked a question about hex beams. KC1KUG, what is the best hex beam? I don't know, because I haven't reviewed all the hex beams. I have a Radio Waves hex beam. Their traditional Sentinel hex beam, 20 through 10 hex beam, is very good. It's very easy to set up. There's lots of videos online about that. And for me, I found it set up really easy. It's when I added on these extra antennas onto it that it started getting funky. But that's pretty much sorted out now, and I'll be making a video on that here soon. And then I think probably one of the biggest deals of this Black Friday season is this IC9700. Going from $18.99 retail down to $14.50 about is probably the best deal you're going to find. Yeah, that's a very smoking good deal. So I would check that one out if you're interested in that. But keep in mind, that is a VHF UHF radio. That's something you're going to do, like use for weak signal work, working satellites, that kind of stuff. Doesn't do HF. You'd want to look into the 7300 if you wanted to do HF. So keep that in mind. The IC7610 going from $3,300 basically. I'm sorry, yeah, $3,300 to $2,799 or $2,800 also is a pretty smoking deal for the price there. So, you know, that would be on my list of radios to pick up, is that 7610. That's a smoking good deal too. And then I forget the R8600. That's a receiver. Yeah, this is a cool receiver, by the way. I got to play with this at Dayton this year. This is a cool radio for sure. And what just happened? Did the price change or something? What did I do? That was weird. Anyway, so, and then last but not least, you've got the ID31. Oh, what happened? Stop it. The ID31A Plus for $224.95. Which, again, if you're rocking D-Star, that 7100 also does D-Star, which is pretty slick. And then on the Kenwood side, not huge deals. The TMD 710G at $499 is still kind of up there, but not bad. I would say the thing that jumps out the most to me is the TM V71A. That is a nice little VHF UHF radio, so not bad at all for $319. Now, a very good radio, and I again, this is just for me playing with it and looking at reviews online. I did a lot of reviews online before I went out and got my 7300 and other radios. The TS590 SG has a lot of fan following. I'm not seeing my super chats. Why are they not coming up? Oh, I apologize. To everybody that did a super chat, I apologize. Let me figure out what I've got going on here. Hold on, I apologize. That's my bad. Let me catch up on those. Steve, KD7JVR, keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I had something broken. Adam Forsberg, $250 HF antenna, no trees, but can put up a pole. $250 HF antenna, no trees. But that's a fast way to get your question answered. Just throw up a super chat. Hold on. Let me think about that for a second, and I'll move the alert box so where I can see this pop up on the stream. I apologize. Can you do a vertical? If that's the case, look at the Wolf Rivers. How much power do you want to put out? Oh, power-wise, look at a DX Commander, too. That's well under $250. That leaves you some money for coax. Let me go back up here. Did I miss any? Okay, that's it so far. Jeez, I'm sorry about that. I apologize, everybody. Yeah, $250 you can do an off-center fed dipole, as somebody said. Multiple, 3, 4 votes for the DX Commander. That's a good way to go. The Wolf River antennas is also a way to go, but that you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to adjust the coil to get the tuning that you want on whatever band you're operating on. So keep that in mind, but that's definitely a way to go. All right, sorry about that. I was changing things around with my shots for the stream, and as usual, I screwed something up. All right, so that's Kenwood. Not bad. Richard Cornwell, thank you. See, now I've got it. Thank you, everybody, for letting me know. There we go. Now we got the pop-up is working too. Thank you very much. Okay, so the TS-891, rounding things out, that is a very expensive radio at $43.99, and the deal there drops to $31.99.95. Wow, that is pretty smoking. Oh, somebody is sending me some deals on the... Okay, good. I'll keep those in line when we pull those up. Thank you for sending me those. If that's who I think it is, Geek of the World, I think that is, possibly, yes. Thank you for sending me those. I'll get to it. So we got a couple people saying the DX Commander is going to be about 200 to 250. That sounds about right if you're shipping it, because you do have to pay the shipping on the freight to get something from the UK. All right, rounding it out with a Linko. You know, I'm not gonna dog on Alinco, but their products are not really in my crosshairs. But some of these price drops are not bad. You've got, you know, $50, call it, off the DJ 500, which I have no experience with, so I'll just leave it at that. And a lot of Alinco stuff is like their old stuff that I like. Where's my little... Anyway, I don't have my troll radio here, but the DR735T is $50 off. And the DJ MD5T and MD5TGP looks like it's also, that's like $25 off. So not bad. And then there's a sale. What is this sale? Oh, okay. And then they've got some scanners that are on sale, which if you're into scanners, that's not bad. I think those prices are competitive to what's on Amazon, though. So I can't really comment on that. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against Alinco. I just have not worked with them. Somebody's saying, love my Alinco 220 radio. So there you go. And their power supplies are great. So that would be that DM 330 MBT right there. Right on. All right. So RNL, that would be the next one to take a look at. And we're going to go through a couple of them here, but RNL does specials every day, and you can see they're also kind of hitting the mark with a lot of different things. They have the 7300 for $8.99, which if you compare that to HRO is also $8.99. So no big deal difference there. Hey, Peter B sends a super chat. Thank you. Thank you. I now have my tech license. I wouldn't have done it without your videos and the Baofeng radios. All right. Well, thank you very much, Peter B. I appreciate that. I'm glad you got your license, and you keep going with it. Keep having fun out there. I believe there is also... Let me refresh this, because there used to be a... Special today is... I don't see a Black Friday thing there. Anyway, we'll move on. Okay. 0.03. Studying for tech... and love your channel and stuff. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Let's see. So I bring up MTC because they've got a funny thing. If it snows, it's free at MTC. If you order or purchase contains any Kenwood, ICOM, or Yaesu products, and if it snows at our store 1 inch or more on Christmas Day, your purchase is free. So it's a bit of a gamble. I would say your odds are pretty low, but I find that a certain level of humor that I appreciate. It's a little crazy. So here's their Cyber Weekend stuff, and this goes outside of ham radio a little bit, but I think it's good to throw that out there. So let's see. This is a lot of odds and ends, it looks like. They've got a speaker for $10. That's not bad. Okay, well, that's not really tons of amateur radio stuff, but this is an amateur radio company. And so we'll move on to a bigger name. So Gigaparts has, of course, a Black Friday. They are... So they've got similar prices as HRO. So there's your 9700 at $44.50. You've got... Ooh, let's see. ICOM 7100 for $784. What does Ham Radio Outlet have it at? We're shopping for the best deal here. $684 at HRO. So that's a bit better of a deal. Oh no, only six. Okay, so they're both running the mail-in rebate, so it's the same. And 8600, as well as the ICOM 718. That one I didn't see on HRO. That's $564. That's a not bad radio. Oh, and this was an interesting one. The RSBA1 software, which is what I use on my 7300, which you can see right here. Maybe not. There it is. So that's the RSB1 software. That is what I use to control my radio in most situations. And I'm going to leave that there. But I also have a remote VFO and PTT. So... that is pretty cool software. So getting that for $100 instead of $150, or saving $40 is $110. That's a pretty good deal. So, right on. No button. Bill Clark says MTC's prices are lower than HRO. Okay, well let's take a look. So go back here. Well, yeah, but they don't have it listed under Black Friday. So, okay, we'll just go straight to the 7300. Okay, 7300 for $995. What is HRO? 7300 for $899. So, I think it depends on what you buy, probably. And you may or may not get free shipping. Let's see. Do they have free shipping? Anyway, you gotta shop around a bit. Let me go back though. Where were we? Okay, so same deal. I think you've got... Okay, this is what I wanted to show you guys. I think this is really cool that Gigaparts is doing this. Get a 10-year warranty for $10. That's pretty good for any new ICOM, Kenwood, or Yaesu radio. It's a silver warranty extended. Yeah, you can go pick it up at an HRO. That's always an option. That's for trues. Also, if you buy a Yaesu FTDX101D, you get a free monitor. And if you buy a FTDX101 DMP, you get a free monitor. 10% off Comet products. 10% off of Antuino compact antenna analyzers. $10 off of Bioenno, which I'm gonna show you in a later website, but it doesn't matter. It's $10 off of Bioenno, which is great. And a free AC to DC charger when you buy any new Bioenno LifePo battery. Very, very good. 15% off the Chameleon Tactical Dipole Light, which is pretty cool. And let's see, the RBR Industries DX Starter Kit, which is I'm not going to click the link for that. $15 off the Elk dual band log periodic. That's very good. And 20% off of a Nano Vna. I wanted to do this live. How much is it? Oh, it's $80. You can get that like $50, which we're going to talk about later. So hang on to your horses on that. $40 off the Rig Expert stick, which just came out in the market. That is $300, which is kind of expensive. Let's see. PowerWorks, sorry. And $15 off a Signal Link USB interface. So that's actually a lot of deals that you're getting off of. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, you're right. I forgot to add that. We'll go back to that one. I want to make sure we hit that. All right, DX Engineering, similar kind of stuff. $998 for 7300. 9700 is $1450, and you've got the 710, which is $783. So I think HRO is still the cheapest. Where is ICOM? There it is. $684. Yeah, $684 is the place to get it. If you're looking for a 7100, go to go to HRO, I think. Can only say good things. Yeah, Bioano stuff's really good. I've used their scroll down on MTCs. You guys are doing this live driving stuff. I found their prices. They're all there. We got it. Instant rebate. The ICOM, yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. Let's go back to the main page. Do they have a... There we go. No, same thing. I want to make sure I'm not giving short shift to any of these companies, so... Interesting. Why are they not just all linked up so we can do it in one shot? Seems like it's only ICOM on DX Engineering. Anyway, moving on. We'll come back if somebody comments. So the Elecraft site, I noticed Jason was on this one on a lot of his videos, or he mentioned it during the live stream. You got to make sure you click this banner on the top. It's kind of way at the top of the website, and it just says Black Friday specials are here. Not like here on the website, but actually click there, and it brings it up. And then that's where they're at. So this is not bad. It looks like it's like $100 off of everything, or $200 in some cases. Like if some people have been looking at getting a KX2. Where are they? KX2 assembled. That's like $20 off. Do they have a... Where is their KX2 Shack in a Box? That's just an assembled radio. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, hold on. Oh, why is it... Okay, let's get off the cleared... Why was it selected that? I don't understand. Let's go back. I am clicking their link. That is their link. That is their website. So here are your hot deals. Okay. So that's a little bit better. Plus, it's DX Engineering, so you get like you can get an Optima Blue Top battery, which is a pretty good battery for... What are you doing? Which is a pretty good battery if you have an electric car. Deep cycle marine batteries are really good for electric cars because you don't need the cranking power. Anyway, I digress. Let's see, $891 for $589. Compare that to HRO. $539. So HRO's got the edge, I think, on a lot of these. By a couple of bucks, but if you can get free shipping, then that's pretty good. Yeah, the $783, it's cheaper at HRO as well. I am a lucky person that HRO is like 5 minutes from my house. Oh man, I love being, well, I love and my wife hates me being that close to HRO. 154 for a Yaesu FT70 is not bad. That reminds me of earlier in the year. This is a hot... Let's go into the rig expert for a second. I want to see... 414. What's the cheapest rig expert? $225 for an AA35 zoom. There's a really good deal. $225 is a good deal. I would be inclined to pick one of those up. If you don't have a rig analyzer, and we'll be talking about... Everybody's including the mail-in rebate. Everybody's including the mail-in rebate on their deals that they're showing. So this is, let's see. Yeah, so that includes the mail-in rebate price for the 7,300. And you can see, I think it says it right there. Mail-in, $100 mail-in rebate. So that's the price they're coming up with. We have no ham shops anywhere close to where I live. It's like no man's land in Louisiana for ham shops. That's probably likely. That's probably very likely. Giving a shout out to BioNO. You can go to their website or you can buy BioNO all over the place. But again, 10% off their products, which is really, really good. So make sure to check them out. That is when I'm packing outdoorsy type radios and stuff. And I know, was that Gordo? Yeah, that's Gordon West. I worked him, by the way. They did a net yesterday, a Ham Nation net. I was able to operate him all the way from Garden Grove, California to Cerritos, which is probably less than 10 miles. So make sure you check out BioNO. So we're hitting some of the the big brands now. We kind of did the major retailers. Now, mail-in rebate item, it will show the final price. On the DX Engineering, click on the mail-in rebate button on the item. It will show the final price. Okay, let's go back. I don't want to give you... Okay. It says $9.98. Click on the mail-in rebate button on the item. It will show the final price. You guys are messing with me. Oh, there you go. There's the price, $8.98. So let's see. Go back to. Ooh, $8.99. It's $1 cheaper. So there you go. DX Engineering, $8.98 gets that $1 off. There you go. They've got the $1 cheaper on the 7300. So that's interesting. Make sure you deep dive all the way to the product, so you can see the super low retail price. All right, so Flex Radio. Some of these may be out of a lot of people's price ranges, but you know, I'm still going to show it because they are showing deals. Flex 6400 from 1999 to 1924. The Flex 6600. $399.99 or $39.99 down to $38.49. So you're saving $50. Not bad. $100 off of the 6400 with the screen. But I don't know. I think people want. I think people want the Maestro if they're going to do like a 6400. They're probably going to want a Maestro too, which is another. Good Lord. That's like Flex radios are great, but man, you're dropping some bills. I like them, but lastly, actually a couple more. Palomar engineers, they don't have a Black Friday, but I do have the link in the description. I have been toying around with all kinds of stuff in my shack and in my car, and I recently fell in love with a lot of these things. Particularly for my 7300, I bought their Transceiver Kit. Comes with 2 toroid cores and 3 of these snap-on ferrite beads. These things were awesome. That's part of the reason why I get such a good noise floor that people comment on my radio, is largely due to stuff like this. So keep that in mind. So Soda Beams, 12% off of everything, and that is available until. Wait. Oh, that's right. They're British, so their things are flipped. December 2nd, 2019. 12% off everything. So that should light a fire under my butt to do a review on the antenna I've got from them. Ooh. Wait, where do they have a? Let's go back. Why do they? You guys, if you got a sale, post it on your website. Well, if you have a link to Palomar under store. There we go. All right, what are we doing? Use coupon code BF2019. There you go. Free Kurt speakers out download. Counterpoise kit with all bullet antenna orders. U.S. shipping. 10% discount on all orders over $20. That's not bad. You'll easily do You'll easily do $20. Is my... No, I did not buy anything, Leia, my wife, so don't worry. So make sure you check their stuff out because I do support them. And I did actually... No, I did buy some stuff. I'll show you that in a little bit. I did buy some ferrite cores. These guys particularly. These 10 rings. Very good stuff. All right. So, soda beams. Getting 15% off is... Or 12% off. I keep screwing that up. Sorry. Is very good. Let's go in there. We're already looking at it. So, Soda Beams makes outdoor or portable radio equipment. And their antennas, which I'm going to have a review coming up in a little bit for their Soda Beam dipole. This is the 3-band, I believe, linked dipole. Or maybe it's one of these. I'll have to look it up. Matt left it with me after our soda hike. So I'm going to get to that. And hopefully this weekend if I get some time. Maybe trick everybody to get out, walk to the park, and then I say, okay, Leia, watch the kids while I set up this antenna. Alan Banks, do you have any good suggestions for an outdoor antenna for backpacking? Go watch my soda activation. There was like 3 or 4 antennas that were used during that trip that could all be relatively highly recommended depending on how you feel about it. So yeah, trick my wife to walk with me and the kids to the park, and then I go set up my antenna and play radio while they play. And last but not least, if you're like me, it's not ham radio related. The Z-Packs, which is a backpacking website, they have a Black Friday deal going on for a ton of
Conference
their packs.
Off.
What just happened? Something just...
Conference muted. Unmuted.
So I am looking at the Plexamid, but I don't think I'm going to buy it because that's like $550. So, yeah, not going to do that. Anyway, so that's kind of where the Black Friday deals are right now. There are more out there, like I'm seeing the G90 on... Radio Oddity has Black Friday sales on the G90 transceiver. Also a raffle for 3 G90s? Who needs that many G90s? Radio Oddity. I guess it's Radio Oddity instead of Radio Oddity. Ooh, look at that. Somebody's got crazy ideas on websites. My God, that is a busy website. What is happening? No, do not show me no notifications from this. Why is... Jeez. This website is nuts. This is the craziest website, man. There we go. $3.99 for a G90. And a wristwatch? Yo, dog. Show me that wristwatch, though. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Shegu wristwatch. It's $100? Okay. Did not expect that. Did not expect that. So let me throw this out here though. Wait, 10 only. How is these not gone? There's no way there's 10 only. So, okay, is there? Yeah, okay. Let me walk through this. I don't care about the wristwatch, but the CE19 with the G90 is a good deal because you do need that if you want to work digital. You need that C19. It makes things a lot easier. You go out of the DIN cable, into the CE19, and then that's how it connects to your computer. That does help. So, oh, wait. No, I'm not going to give you my email. Never mind. $3.99 for that is not bad at all. To get the CE19 thrown in for free is a good deal. That's a really good deal, actually. So far, that's probably one of the better deals. So that's radio. Some people call it Radio Diddy, which I think is funny, but it's Radio Oddity. All right, Jason says he's got to head out. First 10 were that price, then it goes up to 25, 30. So even up 25, 30 is not bad. That site looks sketchy. A little bit. Little bit. Yes, yes indeed. Hopefully I'm not, I think I'm blowing out my audio. Sorry about that. So, okay, that's some Black Friday fun. I'm going to wrap these up really quick. These are some of the items that I'd say have been big for me as far as I would recommend them to other hams or recommend them to someone to get a gift for someone that's a ham. So these are just some gift ideas if you're thinking about getting a gift for another ham or something like that. The first one, Raspberry Pi 4. Wow, I've had a lot of fun with the Raspberry Pi 4. There are so many different things you can do with this. You know, remote operating your radio. You can actually use this as a dedicated PC for your radio as far as running digital modes. You have a logger built in. It's just a stupid useful thing, and they're super cheap. By the way, links for most of these products will be in the description. I have most of them linked to my Amazon store, which FYI I am an affiliate, so I do get a cut if you do buy from there. That's just an FYI. And I tried to find the best prices possible. So Raspberry 4, by and large, probably one of the best things I could recommend because you can use it for so many aspects of amateur radio. If you're into satellites, you can use it for that. If you're into, want to work remotely, either you want to leave your radio at home and operate from on the road, you can use it for that. If you want to take your radio with you and operate using the Raspberry Pi for digital modes, you can do that too. So many things you can do with the Raspberry Pi. So the Nano Vna, I recently picked one of these up, and I found it on Amazon for $50. It goes up from there. eBay is also available for about $50, and then AliExpress is actually where you can buy it, I believe, from the owner, or from the person who designed it and is now selling it for $50. So you got to wait for the shipping. But this is a vector network analyzer. It's not an antenna analyzer like an amateur radio operator would use, but it can do all of that. $50. So very interesting product. I would put this on the tinkerer's side of the amateur radio spectrum. So if you know somebody who does a lot of work on the workbench, a lot of kit building, stuff like that, this would be a cool little piece of kit to definitely add to the list. And everybody that's watching, stick around because I'm going to turn the call-in light on. You can call in and tell me what you're interested in buying or ask me a question about something that you may be interested in getting. The biggest thing, if you don't know what to get your ham friend, get them Anderson power poles. Just go get them power poles. I personally like the lower diameter ones the most, which I believe are the 15 and the 30 amp models. I would stick with those. You don't need to go up. Oh, somebody's asking me about my scarf. This is a buff. It's a wool buff. A buff is just a tube. It's a tube of wool. I use it when I go camping, or if it's like cold, I just throw it over my head like that. And it is 50 something in my garage, or my shack, if you will. Which I'm talking a lot, and I've got a scratchy throat, so I'm hiding my hickeys. I've got a scratchy throat, so I threw it on there to try and keep my throat warm. So yeah, if you don't know what to buy your ham friend, buy him power poles. Absolutely. Net gaiters. Yeah, it's a net gaiter. That's exactly what it is. Forget your life about the Nano Vna. They are very fragile. So USB sound card. I have all these things on my desk, which I'll flip over to in a second. USB sound card is something that I have used on so many different amateur radio projects. Even when I'm just playing around with a remote radio somewhere, I'll throw that on a computer or a laptop. I took that, I believe, to Modern Rogue as just a backup in case my 891's sound interface thing that I had went dead on me. You can always throw a USB sound card in. It's like $7 to $20 to find a good one. It's just a good piece of kit to have. Oh, let me go back to that. So the reason why it's a good piece of kit is it separates your radio audio from your computer audio. So if you've got dings and bloops and notifications going on, you don't want that going out on your radio if you're operating like FT8. So the USB sound card is what you set up for the digital mode, and then your computer sound card is completely wholly separate. So Jay is dead says USB sound card greater than SignalLink. So SignalLink has its places, and I'll tell you what that place is. SignalLink is very easy to set up, and it's very easy to quickly fine-tune your input and output audio for your radio, set the ALC, for the incoming sound into your computer very easily without having to muck around inside the operating system. So if you don't like doing that, get a SignalLink. If you would rather pocket the over $100 you're saving by buying a USB sound card, buy a USB sound card. So Palomar Engineering RFI Suppression, they have a Black Friday sale. You can use their code while I work on my ham radio code or HRCC code. And that is, I love all their stuff. Really quick, let me throw it to the overhead desk. So these guys, for a comparison, this is the ferrite core. You wrap this through the coax or the power connectors, and this will suppress a ton of RFI. This is what I have on like the refrigerator, which is the biggest noise generator in the entire world at my house. So, nope, that's not it. Highly recommended on that one. Yeah, we got to have Leia commenting because that makes it a lot funnier. Lawn chair so your family can sit on your antenna while you're transmitting. Yes, indeed. Tools, just general workbench tools. My side cutters are probably the thing I grab most days when I'm playing around with a kit or working on a radio or whatever. I use side cutters all the time. I will throw a big shout out there to Tactical Keychains. I've got the Tuck 2, which I picked up from him, and I really like it. It's really tiny, fits in my pocket. Tactical Keychains completely sold out of all their stock, though, so they don't have anything to sell you, which stinks because they're really, really good and you should have one. So maybe a utility knife until they open back up, but yeah. Leia's trying to talk me into putting up lights, and she said, you can make it into an antenna. And I'm like, well, yeah, but there's more to it than that. Speaker wire. Everybody, buy your ham friend some speaker wire. Some 16-gauge speaker wire. You can get 100 foot of 16 gauge for less than $20. No reason not to just get some speaker wire. What somebody's asking what the code is for Palomar Engineering. The code is BF Black Friday 2019. BF 2019. Now because of you, I lost my slides. There they are. All right. So just think of the excitement a young ham will have when you hand them speakerware and say, you can make anything you want out of this, as long as whatever you want is an antenna. The Abri antennas of all flavors, but the 42-inch is the most ridiculous. Buy them in Abri just for the comedic value, and then have them use it and be surprised at how well it works. They're so ridiculous. It was definitely just a total joke of a thing. And man, I was so surprised by it. Definitely the surprise of the year for what I found while playing around with amateur radio this year was these Beme antennas. It's just crazy. So for somebody asked, can you use speaker wire for an antenna? Absolutely. That's what we used primarily on the Soda hike. The Soda activation hike was all done with speaker wire dipoles and vertical antennas. So yes. And the other surprise was the MFJ 281 clear tone speaker. And this is available on Amazon. It's surprisingly high value for the price. It sounds really good in comparison to the stock speaker that's on most base stations. Advantage is the wire's really long, so you can kind of remote it somewhere. So depending on where you have your radio set up, or if you're in a car and you have the base buried under the seat, you use this speaker to get the wire up and out of the way and onto the dashboard. And for under $20, it's a pretty good deal. I found that as a big surprise, and it's stocking ready. This is kind of a non-ham radio thing, but it isn't from a standpoint of logging or being out on the field. This Rocketbook portable tablet, I have one right here. This thing is it's not very big. Just fits in the palm of your hand. You can throw it in your bag. The pages are reusable. They use a friction, Uniball friction brand pens, and you can actually wipe it off with like a wet towel, but until it's wet, it won't come off. And so you basically log everything, and then you take your phone with the Rocketbooks app, and that QR code, it will save the image, and it'll do image processing on it. You can pull the text out of it. I found that really, really interesting. I use that for a lot of the times when I'm, out in the field or whatever. So that was another good recommendation. The BioLight Headlamp. So BioLight makes a lot of products for outdoor stuff, and obviously a headlamp is not ham radio related. But everything I've done, whether I'm playing around with antennas or whatever, it starts to get dark. I put that on and I can get, 30 more minutes before it gets too dark that I got to come back down off the roof after dinking around with my antennas. And the BioLight headlamp has been probably one of my favorites, and it's well priced that you're not like spending a lot of money on it. I believe it's under $50. So that's a really, really solid one too. And let's see, the Milwaukee M12 series tools. So they're 12 volt tools, specifically the drill and impact driver. I used all of those to assemble my workbench, assemble my antenna mount that's on my roof, assemble my hex beam, assemble the mast for my end fed. Just about everything I've had to build that is radio related, I have used the Milwaukee M12s. And K5PO Andy says he likes the M18s. M18s are great, but for what you're doing with amateur radio or what you're building, you don't really need more than the 12 volt ones, and they're super lightweight because they're 12 volt, they're not the 18 volt. You can buy a bunch of batteries, it charges fast, there's a ton of interchangeable tools. The whole series of products is really, really good for an amateur radio operator, I would say. I'm not a tool reviewer, but they've absolutely kept up with everything I've done. I built this workbench actually, you know what, I've got it right here. I built this workbench with this circular saw that runs off the 12 volt batteries. This cuts through 2x4s, so I cut the melamine, the top, the decking, and all the 2x4s with that saw, and I keep that right by my radio because who knows when you need a circular saw. I don't even know why I had that. I don't even know why I remember that was sitting there. Something I grab like all the time when I'm working on a kit is my 50 watt dummy load. And, all my QRP kits, even up to my 7300, I just turned the power down. I've used this for all kinds of stuff. So definitely I would recommend a dummy load. They're inexpensive. Again, the link will be in the description for that. Did you use a fence with that saw? Sure. Let's just say I drew a really straight line. Okay, so what about radios? Everything I talked about was not a radio up until now, right? 7300. Still the recommendation of a radio. Go buy a 7300. Get your significant other to buy you a 7300. Save up and buy a 7300. I hate saying it, but it's just such an easy radio to get started in amateur radio with. It gives you a whole boatload of information. So that's still my recommendation for sure. The Yellowcraft series of KX2s and KX3s. Man, I absolutely love my KX2. I loved watching people activate with their KX3s when we did the Pacifico activation. They are just the radio for doing soda, I think. And that's my primary outdoor activity within radio. It's just a cool radio. Very, very cool radio. So that's my recommendation on that one. And for my car, that FTM 400DX, or is it DXR or something like that? You know what I mean. The 400DX is just an absolutely great radio. Again, very easy to operate. It does everything you need it to. Unlike the Yaesu 891, which I really like, has a very convoluted menu system, the FTM 400 has an excellent menu system. Super easy to understand and set up. Lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. So that would be my recommendation for VHF, UHF. And lastly, the SDR Play Series receivers, particularly if it is someone new and getting interested in the hobby, or maybe you're a technician and you have a VHF, UHF license, totally would recommend the SDR Play Series receivers. If you can get an RSP1 while they still have them out there, HRO is selling them for like $100. That's a great buy. It's so much fun to use the SDR Uno software when you have it connected to the receiver. It really kind of brings radio to life in the sense that you can visualize it and see it. Almost all the times on my show where I'm showing you like the waterfall, like a big waterfall view, it's with the SDR Uno software. So yeah, big fan on that one. Oh, I only put this in the radio section because you can build a radio. The Snap Circuits kit that Amazon sells, super great for kids, but I was building these things with my sons, and I was like, oh, well, okay, I see what they're doing, and you could visualize, because they've got the components soldered onto these plastic snap bodies, and you can see, oh, that's the resistor, oh, that's the capacitor, oh, that's the LED, and the diodes, and all this stuff. Like, very cool system. For Christmas, buying a Snap Circuits kit and giving it to a young person that, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something like that, great. I would absolutely recommend that. So that would definitely be my recommendations. Is that it? That is it. All right. With that said, I'm going to turn on the call-ins. I'm going to go back to me here. And there's the call-ins again. So yeah, call in if you've got a comment. What are you buying this year? Or what are you buying? What are you selling? Or, what do you plan on asking for? What are you saving up for that you're going to buy yourself? I'm going to blow my nose, so let me mute for a second. Woo! No, I'm good. Thank you. I don't have my radio. Go. Close the door. It's charging. Middle name X says he just ordered a Palomar kit. Congratulations. All right, we got a caller. K9RCP Richard, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, this is Kilo 9, Romeo Charlie Papa.
I gotcha. What's up?
So yeah, I bought that G90 on Radiology, and yeah, I was gonna buy it from Amazon, but it's a better deal on their site. Not Amazon, Radiology.
Yeah. So for somebody to say that, am I cold? I'm not cold, but I have like a cold. My nose is running and I got a scratchy throat, so I apologize. So you got the G90. Anything else?
Not yet. I have like $1,000 to burn on radios probably. So, like, I have the 991 and I have a whole bunch of other radios, like 14.
How about an antenna?
So I have a dipole, but I'm currently looking to get like a QRP type antenna.
Okay.
I don't know which one to get.
Look into the soda beams. Go check out some reviews for soda beams. Maybe you'll get a review. Check that out before I can get my video up. But I'm gonna review one, and I'm curious to see how it does. But I want to see it. I saw the setup for it, and I was intrigued just from the setup alone. So I want to know if it performs as well as the setup looks like it performs. It looks like a very interesting antenna.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that one.
Right on. Okay, very good. Anything else you wanted to ask, or?
No, just mention that the G90 is a better deal on Radiology than Amazon. Plus you get that data add-on and the watch, which...
The data add-on's nice, though. So that is having the data interface is good.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is like where I'm at, I have so much noise on my noise floor that I'm like almost S9 with noise.
Ooh.
So I kind of want to the 991's a portable radio in a shack in a box. So I could take that, but I wanted something a little bit lighter and just.
Why don't you take like 50 to 100 of that $1,000 you have to play with and go to Palomar Engineering's website and buy some RF suppression gear? How about you do that?
I already bought a bunch of suppressors. I have
But you still have an
something.
S9 noise floor?
Yeah. Yeah,
You gotta
I think
shut.
it's the transformer that's in. I shut my power off. It's not that. Like
And
we
it's
worked on it in Discord.
the
Trying to
noise.
figure out what
The
it is.
the
and
noise did not come from inside the house, is what you're saying?
It's not inside the house. We've cut power to this whole house, and it's not inside the house.
You need to call your power company then. That's money they're losing into the air.
Well, the funny part is there's a transformer in the ground, 40 feet away from my antenna, and it hums really nice and good. So I'm thinking there's something wrong with it.
Call the
But
power company,
main
or
reason-
go look.
main-
Go take your shortwave radio, do some body blocking, and figure out where the noise is coming from.
Well, I bought a speaker amplifier, like a 15-watt speaker amplifier, and I'm gonna build a coil of wire antenna, and use the null point to figure out what direction it's at. See if I can figure out where.
There you go.
But yeah, it's pretty bad.
That sounds
So hence
horrible.
why I want to get the G90. I can still do FD8, which is nice. I wasn't able to get it the first time, first little bit, but I figured out how to like filter some of that out. But yeah, I want to go and probably do like soda, but with.
Right on. All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. I got a couple more callers, and then we're gonna wrap it up to go to the Discord. So I'll talk to you later. You still there? Oh, did I lose you?
Yep.
All right, I'll catch you in the Discord if you're hanging out over there.
Sounds good.
All
Talk to you
right,
later.
see ya. All right, we got a new caller. What's your name?
Hello, my name's Dave, W3DJS. How are you doing, Josh?
Very, very good. How you doing, Dave?
Doing pretty well. I've been watching your channel for a little while now, and been enjoying what I've been seeing. Wish I had as much time as... I wish I had an infinite amount of time, because all of the different YouTubers like yourself, I just don't have time to keep up with everybody.
I understand.
Anyway, I picked up a few items today. Ham Radio Outlet had a Kenwood TM281A 2-meter radio on sale. It was just $13 off of the Black Friday, but the margins aren't very big on it, because we're only talking. It starts off as $162.95, but then there's a $25 Kenwood coupon and an HRO winter savings event $5, and then they finally throw a $13 Black Friday discount on that. But I'm planning on using that to do an APRS station at home. It doesn't have a data jack on it, so I'm going to have to go ahead and drill through the case and do a little bit of wiring on it. But it should serve just fine with Zaster on a Raspberry Pi, which you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, very good. Do you have a Raspberry Pi yet?
Actually, I've created the W3DJS Raspberry Pi for Ham Radio version 2.0 image, which I released on the web last month.
Ah, fantastic. Oh, very good. I'm using the image you created then.
Did you find it?
Did I what?
You found my image?
If you have it online, and that's where, I mean, is that where the opt-get takes you to? Are you talking about the Linux install?
I listed it under. I listed the image just under my call sign. And,
I didn't get that image then. No, I've got a different load on mine. But that's a good recommendation. Okay. If you send me the info, if you're on the Discord, send me the info and I'll post it to the description so people can check it out.
Yeah, I'll send it to the Discord for you a little bit later, so
cool.
you can get that image info. But yeah, basically it's Raspbian desktop with about 50 different ham radio apps installed on it. We're talking about some of the standard digital mode programs like the FL Digi suite of programs and WSJTX, and JSA Call and JTDX, and then you have things that involve software-defined radio like Cubic SDR and GQRX, et cetera, et cetera. It's got support for the SDR Play, the AirSpy, the RTL SDR. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's really just a lot of stuff put together.
Well, that's exactly what people need to get started. So that's great that you do that. Yes, absolutely. Send me the link, and I'll send people your way for sure.
Okay, I'll definitely do that. And actually, the big deal of the day that I found
Mhm.
was an AirSpy SDR. They have several different models, and I don't remember the model that I got. I think it was the R2, but it was $50 off when it was starting off as 160, 170. So I got it for $123 with shipping.
Oh yeah.
When it would have been about 170 plus dollars.
Mhm.
It was
30
30% off.
30% off if you use their code. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was a big find of the day. And then I also went to Radiodity's website and picked up a tri-bander, and I'm going to see how that works. That was a pretty nice sale on the Baofeng tri-band.
Yeah, so it's award-winning 2019 is the code for the Air Spies. So yeah, that'll take you down to a little over $100, right? Wow, it's pretty good, really good. Yeah, good
Very
deal.
good. If you want a really good SDR, Air Spies and SDR Plays are both very solid mid-range software-defined radios.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, both of them are receive only.
Yes. Yeah, the good SDRs at the $100, $200 price range are all receivers primarily.
Yes, although I did find a Line Mini SDR, which does have transmit capability, but we're talking milliwatts here.
Yeah.
So it's not going to broadcast very far.
That's the same thing as the SDR. The Hack RF. The Hack RF is also transmit, but transmits in the, under a watt. Yeah.
QRP range.
Yeah, extreme QRP. All right, well, Dave, I'm going to let you go. I got one more caller, and then I think I'm going to wrap it up because we're going to go have some fun on the Discord tonight.
Okay, thank you, sir. You have a great evening, and enjoy your holiday.
You too. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. All right. So I did get a super chat while we were doing that. It was from MM, and he said, yours in the chat's enthusiasm for amateur radio is inspiring. K9MPM. So thank you for watching. I appreciate that. There was a lot of people that just started talking about the 705. So yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement for the 705. I've been talking with a lot of people on that, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Okay, last caller, I think, here. Hi, caller. What's your name?
Hey, Josh. This is Don, N5SKT.
N5SKT. Go for it.
Hey, I was just wondering, so what about the small stuff, like those lighted signs and stuff like that? You seen anything like that on sale? Or, because I was just thinking about that. That's, I think, one of the things I'd like to get for the shack, the little enhancements for your call on a little LED sign or something like that. I know you have an actual discount code on one of those places, but I don't know if any of them.
Yeah, hamcrazy.com. We've got a discount code for hamcrazy.com, and actually we got to ask, I think it's Evan. Evan is in the chat. Evan, if you've got the code for hamcrazy.com, I don't think they have a Black Friday deal, but there is an HRCC discount code for Ham Crazy, and they do have really cool lighted LED signs, and they actually have the name badge that you can use for getting a discount when you get a hotel, which I find hilarious. Where is it? This guy. Let me show you this.
Well, I was thinking, for gifts, even, stocking stuffers, somebody could get their ham. A badge.
Hey, that's that's a good idea. Yeah, so you could have these custom LED lighted displays made for the ham in your life.
Yeah,
hey,
there's even I've been buying a lot of T-shirts, and you can go on Amazon and get all kinds of ham-related T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So, just stuff like that. That I think would be, something that. Of course, we as hams, we all want radios, right? But but practically speaking, some of our better halves may not have the knowledge to help in that regard, and so a T-shirt might be an easier thing,
Yeah, there's we like radios, but we also like to tell people that we are amateur radio operators. So yeah, so if you just use the code HRCC at hamcrazy.com, they'll give you a discount. And so, there you go. That is a way to infuriate your loved ones. Have a Morse code clock. Go with that.
Yeah.
And that's no affiliation to me. We don't get a cut or anything like that. That's just something they offered to do, and so that's what that's why we throw it out there. Give you guys the deal. We don't make any money off of it. Franklin Lewis says he got his Workdoll States last week. Congrats. And Stitch and me sent $10 to buy beer. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, well, Don, thanks for calling in. I appreciate that.
Yeah, sure, Josh. I'll see you in the chat.
All right, we'll see you on the chat then. All right, so that's probably going to do it. I'm going to wrap things up here. Let's head on over to the Patreon side. Thank you, everybody, but especially thanks to the patrons allowing me to do this basically by helping out the channel. I really appreciate it. And by the way, if you're watching this, great way to help out the channel right now to show your interest and activity is give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. That's kind of how the YouTube algorithm is working these days. So if you do that, it shows them that you found some kind of initiative to click that button. So that would be helpful. So I appreciate that. But big thanks to Carrie Blackwell, Jason Brown, Jason Siebert, David Dancero, Danny Miller, Wesley Magyar, Barbara Schrock, Will Ladd, Evan Hartman. What happened there? That's weird. I lost the video for a second. Franklin Lewis, Brad Snyder, Dennis Dunderdale, Garrett Larson, Jonathan Francis, Franson, 86 DM Dennis, the Wyoming Ham. He was in the chat, or if not. Oh, hey, there's Jason. I see Ham Radio 2.0. Randall Hensley, Dennis Mickelson, George Gaini, Andy, Kenny Miyamoto, Ron Thorson, Ken Hall, Sean Bales, KJ7ITX, Dragetevec, I think that is correct. Chad, Rob Zarge, Devin B. Heads, Mark Chase, Raymond Cracker, Geraldo Kelso, Rob K8BCR, Lee Harrell, Mike Kearney, Steve Barker, Mark Fields, Corey Sheldon, Brad Nadeau, Stephen Hunt, Connell Carroll, Mike Marusin, Mike Heerly, Harald Carpenter. I've got to flip the page here. Boop. Stephen Hunter, Justin Rao, Stephen Carduz, Brian Fairbanks, Richard Smith, Hercules, KC1LZR, Mike Zarrett, John Flowers, and Tom Wright. Guys, I appreciate you watching. I'm going to turn off the call-in box before somebody calls in again. And please come back because I'm going to be posting some more videos here soon, and then we're going to meet again next week. But in the meantime, we're heading over to Discord, so please join us over there. The link is in the description to join Discord. It's a simple process. You can use, you can go through the website, or you can go through the app on your phone or your computer. Lots of different options, but it is both a text chat and a voice chat where we talk about amateur radio, among other things. So I hope you join us there, and I will talk to you later.